Welcome back. I'm Curtis Smith. Today we're outside Lovington at Pumpkin Flats Market Garden where we're looking at some greenhouses. And greenhouses are something important to New Mexicans because they help us stretch the season so we can garden year-round. And here at this market garden is a place where houseplants are grown in the greenhouse, but also they start some seedlings and things. And Jenny Stevens has invited us to come see it.
Curtis.
Jenny,
how are you?
You're one of our Lee County Master Gardeners.
Yes, I am.
And you're going to share with us your greenhouse.
Yes.
Which is very interesting because it's a greenhouse made from recycled materials.
Yes,
and
all recycled.
Homemade.
Totally homemade.
And
sure is.
Actually, it's hand dug because you've got it sunk into the ground, so you've got less wind exposure.
Right.
So it's a really interesting greenhouse, and I see it here, and I see you've got a little extra winter protection.
Yeah, this is my winter blanket. This is an old motorhome cover that fits perfectly over the top of the greenhouse. And at night when it gets cold, we put it over and it helps keep some of the heat inside.
And if you have to leave it there for a couple of days, it's not going to hurt the plants.
It's not going to hurt the plants at all.
It'll hurt a lot less than the cold.
Yes, it will.
You've got this as an extra covering, but you've got a plastic covering on the greenhouse.
Right,
White
yes.
plastic, diffuses the light very nicely.
Yes.
I notice it has some holes cut in it.
Yeah, those were cut in by the original owners of the cover. It was given to me by a commercial greenhouse.
So it is recycled greenhouse cover.
Yes, it's a recycled greenhouse cover also.
And so it works good. It's holding together.
Right. Yes.
Lasts a few years.
Yeah, I've had this cover on for about 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then inside you've got plants growing.
Yes, I do. Would you like to?
Yeah, I'd like to see it. It's been cold though.
Yeah.
So we'll see what things look
Okay.
like.
Well, let's walk on inside and I'll show you.
Okay. Oh, it's warm in here.
It's really nice, isn't it, Curtis?
It's nice. The greenhouse is supposed to be nice
Here,
and
let me
warm
help
this
you
time
with
of
that.
year. Want to keep it closed so the cold air stays
Keep
outside.
a little bit of the warm air in here.
And it is nice. And I see the ventilation holes we talked about from outside, but it's warm in here.
Right. They don't make that much difference.
Okay. Now, really cold, windy time, you use the other cover and it's covered up.
Right.
But could you tell us a little bit about how you came to build this? I noticed the first thing you had to do is dig a hole.
Right. Yeah, we hand dug this. And the reason why we did that was because soil stays at 55 degrees 3 feet down. And we figured that with that, we could help maintain some of our winter heat inside of here. Then we lined it with the tires and filled the tires full of dirt for more buffer.
They're thermal mass, so
Right.
they absorb the heat, so it keeps the heat in here.
Yes.
You could also have used barrels of water.
Right, yes. Well, in fact, I do have a greenhouse that's lined with 55-gallon black barrels.
We'll have to take a look at that
Yes,
in a minute.
yeah.
But this holds the heat, and things are growing in here. You've had some temperatures here down to 5 degrees?
5 degrees, yes.
And so this has stayed alive and healthy with what
Right.
you've got, even at that temperature. Okay, and then the structure, the frame.
Right. Well, we started off with the metal struts, and then
Okay.
we reinforced them with PVC. And it's a pretty sturdy little greenhouse. Of course, being lower, the winds don't bother it like a higher structure would do. And then I heat it, supplemental heat it with my heat lamps.
And they're nice and warm. On a
Yes.
cool day like this, that's
yeah,
nice.
they feel good, don't they?
And that doesn't provide a lot of heat, but it's enough.
Enough. And I've lost a few things in here on really cold winters, but most of the stuff, it slows down its growth. But I have things blooming here that seem to like the cooler temperatures.
Okay, let's see how you put this together. I see that you put the metal in, and I see some metal screws that hold things together.
Right, it's all screwed together with sheet metal screws.
That's simple. It's not hard to do.
Right.
And it holds up against the wind.
Yes, it does, yeah.
Okay,
It gets a little bit noisy in here in the springtime when the wind blows really hard, but it's
Okay.
not too bad. I've never worried about losing it and having it roll through the pasture.
Have you had any problems with hailstorms?
No, I never have.
So the hail doesn't hurt. And flexible plastic is better than
plastic,
glass for
right,
that.
yes.
And let's look at some of the plants here. We've got all kinds of things from, this is euphorbia, but called pencil cactus.
Pencil cactus,
It's doing well. We've got a
Jade plant.
jade plant. And you've got the hearts and flowers. And you've got sea lavender here.
Yeah, I've got
just
some of those started.
Wide variety, so a lot of things.
Yes.
For your personal garden?
These are, some of these came out of the yard that I keep in containers, and I bring them in the wintertime to winter them over. Some of them are for sale.
Well, Jenny, this one's pretty much bare bones, so we can see the structure here, and it looks pretty much the same.
Yes, it is, Curtis. The only thing different is we used wood for the supports instead of PVC because we had some old wood that was available that we could use.
And this is recycled plastic stuff.
Right, The struts are recycled, and everything in here is just recycled.
And these are things, the barrels are recycled.
Right.
And they hold water.
Yes, we filled them with water, and they retain the heat for us.
So something simple for anyone to do. Just look
Right.
for what materials at hand, and they can build a greenhouse out of recycled material. And greenhouses are good things to have in New Mexico,
Yes.
so consider that. Thank you, Jenny.
Well, thank you very much, Curtis.